Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EE Powertalk. My name is Elvis.
My name is Daddy Blessing.
Welcome to a topic of discussion on personal health and personal wellness.
Yeah.
Buddha, how many times do you jog?
I jog every time I find time.
Every time you find time?
Yes.
Or every time you're walking?
Every time I'm walking. But I think my work involves a lot of jogging. So practically, it's not that I make time to jog. There are sometimes I will sit down for a week without jogging. And jogging intentionally, I would say I'm lagging behind. It's something that I'm thinking about. And I don't know. I think, me personally, as far as physical exercise is concerned, I need to work on myself. That's something I need to admit. Sababu I've been lagging behind.
You know me, I started going to the gym because of a heartbreak.
Yo.
And then I got addicted to it. I was like, let me just continue going to the gym. Buddha, I was heartbroken. So after being heartbroken, nikakutananga na Amerix.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm reading all through the post. I'm like, we.
Kwani ni mimi unaogererecha?
Kwani ni mimi? Then he was like, there are things that men should concentrate on. Bro, by then nilikuwa na utambi. Like ukiniangalia hivi, I had like a kautambi kalikuwa kanafika mahali hapa. At one point, my mom even carried me. My mother had carried me in her vehicle. Nilikuwa nimebebwa huko nyuma. And she made a joke. Wewe ndo unafanya gari yangu iende ikiguza huko. You see, that was a warning sign. You get me? Wani unakulanga. Bro, I used to eat like
I like your mother.
I used to eat like 6 meals a day.
Yeah.
Well, now imagine 6 meals.
Hey.
Like my stomach was continuously digesting. So me nafungua Twitter and I'm like, Amerix is telling me to fast. And then fast? How? I will die. Then I saw something about going to the gym. The first time I went to the gym, ndo nikasema yenyewe gym. That day, nililalanga kama mtoto.
Yes.
I slept like a baby and I said, this is it. And I remember at that point, I started taking care of my personal health. I realized, kuna venye I have not been taking responsibility of my own health.
Yeah.
I need to make a shift. And that is when I started learning about food. Buddha nilikuwa nimenona. Bro, I used to, I was a freelancer by then.
Yeah.
And I used to make like around like 15K a week. So kuafford kuku ya 700 was not a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I used to eat like chicken twice a week. Every day I used to eat bread na ile mzima full. Nilikuwa najua mayai ni poison, so I only used to eat like 2 eggs per week. You get me? I used to eat snacks. Any kind of snack unipatie nitakula. Then I'm opening na shanga, who is this who's telling me that all this is bad for your health? And I was like, okay, let me just listen. It was so hard for me to transition from 6 meals to now 1 meal per day. The first time nilifast for 18 hours, nilikuwa nasikia kizunguzungu hivi. Because my body, but I remember within that 18-hour period, nilifeel fiti sana. My body now was not like so imejaa, ni food tu ina digest.
Yes.
And you see, one of the things that we get as a lie a lot, and no one should lie to you, that a big stomach is a sign of wealth. Most people think that big kiutambi imefika mbinguni, that you think ni tajiri. It is not.
Yes.
It's fatty tissues. And I'll tell you that, I've learned all this and I've taken care of my health by just following people on social media. Right now I can go to a hospital and tell them, achani kunipatia hizi dawa, hii ni ufala. Because already, nowadays companies and medical institutions are making money out of your own
negligence. Yeah.
Where you just say, you've been diagnosed and now you want to go ahead. When someone heartbreaks you, do you know which is the easiest thing that you can actually do to heal from that heartbreak? First of all, agree it has happened.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean you start taking antidepressants. Bro, as a gentleman, I started going to the gym. Niliendanga kufanyiwa hizi bench press. Hizi unalala kwa. Do you know bench press ya 5'5"? Sikuwa nainua. I remember the guy was like, guy, ujaenda gym? I'm telling him sijaenda gym.
Yeah.
Na struggle kuinua hiyo nini bench press. And he told me we have a long way to go.
Yeah.
akanianzisha na cardio. You see cardio exercises.
Yes.
I used to do exercises. Nilikuwa nafanya na madem.
Yeah.
Wanaruka na mimi naruka pia. Yeah. And I used to enjoy it. Within a period of 3 months nilikuwa nimetoka from 75 kgs to around 68 kgs.
Wow.
Yeah. I lost a lot of weight and I was happy about that.
Yes.
And then sasa uso ilikuwa inakaa deformed.
Yeah.
Hey bro, I used to be fat. Nilikuwa nakaa, I don't know. There's a thing I had in my face and I normally look at that photo and I'm like,
yeah,
this was a dark place. I'm never going back to that place.
I also used to look like that. Cows around. Nimeona kila mahali.
Nakaa hivi ukisimama hivi
alafu na hema.
Nowadays unakuta wanaume hadi na matako unashangaa how the hell do you get like unanona aje bro hadi unapata matako mse.
Kukimbia ilikuwa shida. But in the eyes of people you look healthy. So,
nakula vizuri.
Unaendelea vizuri. Unaona hata kamwili kame unapikiwa.
It's a very bad perspective.
Unaona hata kamwili kameongezeka. There's something I would love to address called lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases that you get because of how you live.
Exactly. In fact, let's mention them. Diabetes.
There's diabetes. There are, because of the kind of work that we are subjecting ourselves to nowadays, there are also back problems. And,
we also have
cancer. All those, it's a group of lifestyle diseases that can be avoided if you change your lifestyle. That's why they are called lifestyle. Because it's something, when you alter the way you live, the kind of diet that you're consuming, how often you take exercises, how often you go out to kuchapwa na jua, vitamin D. It's something that you can change without medical attention. Ikafika mahali nikaona now na hema sana. What can I do? I started with calisthenics. Calisthenics is exercise. You do exercise without equipment.
Yeah, zile niliwahi on Instagram. Yes. I tried those things and I hammered.
Yo. Those are things that drive your body to the limit. Yeah? I tried a 28 days calisthenics. I lost a lot of weight within a period of that 28 days because I was around kamutu kadogo lakini kako 8 kgs.
8 kgs. Kwani ulikuwa kula nini bwana mse? 8. Nowadays unakuta hadi mtu wako 5'3" lakini yako 150.
Nilikuwa 8 kgs. Nilikuwa na hema. So I started doing press ups and all that. Also depression helped kidogo ku lose weight. Mina viaga ukitaka ku lose weight haraka sana. Tadikwa heartbreak moja, hizo ni kilo 5 zimeenda. Hizo zingine utajitafutia venye utalose. Because I stumbled upon things called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, mimi nilikuwa nimezoea majanga. Leo tunafeel kukula nini?
Chipo.
Unafeel kupika? Hapana, sifeel kupika. Hata mimi sifeel kupika. KFC. Glovo. Chicken in. Zinamwok. Personally, I don't take sugar. But there are so many sugary things that I complement with. Makeki. So I was addicted to that. I started changing my diet. From now, ngano to things like ndoma, ngwashe.
Very hard transition, maze.
Bananas in the morning. Mimi nilikuwa nasikia zikionja nini? Mchanga.
Bro, I remember the first time I went and nikamwala mi boil ndoma in the morning. Niliziangalia. I was looking at these things. I'm like, how did I get here? And then, America is telling you, usikunywe chai ya sukari, coffee with no. I tasted black coffee without sugar, and I was like,
what is that?
But I forced myself to actually drink it. Hadi nikazoea. Sometimes I go to a hotel and they normally, wanakuletea some green tea and then they give you some honey. I tell them, take the honey.
Yeah.
They're like, are you mad? And the way this thing is bitter, and I'm like, nilizoea.
Yeah.
But the changes that I've seen over time by just doing that is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a time unajua nimewahi kula kuku full peke yangu. Nilikuwa Kenchik, Nyeri County. Niliona hiyo kuku yao half ni ndogo, nikamwambia leta hiyo half ingine. Weka kuku mzima. Bro, I consumed a full chicken. na si ati hilo na consume unaenda nao kwa fridge live
on location,
mambo live kwa ground. You get me?
Ay.
And then I remember getting to my house. Umaipata utu there's a one time I went to a hospital.
Yeah.
And these guys told me that I have acid reflux. Nasikia tu nikana nyongwa hapa hivi. This guy, I'm like, the guy is telling me change your diet. Unaniambia nini wewe?
Yeah.
What nisikunywe soda? How can you tell me something like that?
Nani nimedhokoma.
Nikiwa mtoto sikuwa nanunua hizi vitu. Right now
niko na pesa unaniambia nisinunue. What are you?
Then I used to have cavities.
Kwa meno, hata mimi niko na kishimo kwa meno.
I went to the dentist and he told me, from now on, sweetie, biscuit wachana nazo. I looked at the guy and I was like, hizo ndo vitu zinafaa nisikie uchungu. I stopped. And over time I realized that the importance of changing your diet is actually going to really help you even in later on. Juu sasa nilianza kunote, like in the morning I don't wake up hungry.
Yeah.
Umayona, like one of the biggest disservices we do for ourselves is waking up in the morning and consuming food. Your body has already energy, ikona energy. But now instead of using that energy to do creative stuff and do things that can help you, unaamka kukula tena. How can, then, here's the fun, and this is one example I like how someone, it's Americs who actually put it like this. Alisema that someone is employed, wakes up in the morning, gonga breakfast, anaenda to their government job. Saa 4, mandazi, chai, amegonga. Lunch, ndo huyo, amegonga. 4 p.m, amegonga. Jioni, amegonga. Midnight, amegonga. How do you expect that person in basically like by the time anagonga 50 years, that person is probably going to be having a lifestyle disease? Because look at what they're consuming.
Yes.
You see, we've normalized being fat with being rich.
And healthy.
Tikunona
ni healthy.
I remember there's a time I was telling my mom, this is the way I look. I'm very happy with it. And she was like, I'm also happy to see that. Because there's a point where you get, we umenona, kuliko mama yako, kuliko baba yako, you look like you're their father. And we're ni children wao. So now people keep wondering, kwani huyu kaharia kake, what do they eat? You get me?
Unasema hivyo, kuna trouser niliangalia juzi nikashindwa nani alikuwa anatoshea hapa.
I have a kishat. Kuna kishat na kuwa na hapa. Bro, umeangalia kishat uko like, huyu binadamu alikuwa nafaa. And like that shirt, sayo nimeivaa ilikuwa inanishika. Right now, I don't even want to look at it.
Yeah.
I have trousers. Hata nilitafuta mtu anaweza toshea. And I was like, labda nitamdharau tu.
Yeah.
Juu ataona kama nilibai kubwa nimpatie. But honestly, like, there's also the aspect of alcoholism.
Yeah.
I remember one of the things that people don't understand about alcoholism is that it distorts your cognitive abilities.
Your thinking abilities.
You get? And then people don't also understand that it's a slow death.
Yeah, alcohol is a slow death.
It's a slow death, pole pole. You ruin your liver, kidogo, you get me?
Yeah.
And before you even start thinking about your personal health, avoid consuming illegal substances. Like I normally see a lot of these processed foods. Nowadays, kuna kitu unaweza nipe nikwambia azi staki. Processed foods.
Yes.
Like normally, like if you think, dieting is very simple. Kuna mse fulani on TikTok, his name is Eddie Abiu. I don't know kama unamwatchingi. He tells people he's a black guy in UK. I like his content. He's very brutal with health. Ni mse akona following is very huge. He I don't want to use the language he uses, but he's very brutal with his words when it comes to health. Because he's trying to sensitize people that the reason you're always feeling hungry is because, first of all, you don't want to give your stomach a break.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's funny that we feed our dogs after every 24 hours, but we unakula mara 10 in a day? Like you see a dog, normally, ukiipe food mingi, it's not going to eat it. Ama itakula labda izike ingine. How is it that these animals know how to control their appetites and everything, but sisi binadamu unakula like 10 meals in a day? And you see, when your stomach is busy digesting, why do you think mtu saa 4 amekunywa chai na mandazi 15? They cannot even be productive for the rest of the day. Because now tumbo sasa imeanza kudigest now. work has begun. So now you start finding someone is lazy in the office. And then the more you continue to do that, you don't give your body the chance to get rid of his, kuna cells fulani. I'm not so biological and this stuff, but I think it's a chance for you to give your body to repair itself. Yeah, umaisikia tumbo ikiguruma.
Yeah.
And someone says, hiyo ninja. No, it is your stomach that is cleaning itself. I'm not very sure about it, but I have just used the information hypothetically as I think
this is a hypothesis.
But generally, hata mimi ukiangalia, like if you're a freelancer, umeona freelancer ameanza kuwork from home, 3 weeks later anatoshana kama hippopotamus. Unakutana na yeye na kusalimia, unashangaa, nilikuwa na wapi wewe?
Buda, si ni mimi. Ni Kevo.
Kevo. Oh, Kevo. Have you seen how freelancers in Kenya wananona like mse ameanza kuwaka remote job? Me, there's a guy nilikutana na yeye. I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, you look like a father to someone. Wewe ni baba ya mtu. Kuna mse fulani mnafanana naye.
Like, Buda, Elvis, kwa nini? Why?
And you see, same case with marriage. When people want to know you have a good wife, what is it that they first of all check? Kama umepata utambi. But you're very unhealthy.
Yeah.
Buda, kulalisha utambi yako kwa kiti na uilalishe ushinde ukiguza hapo is not a sign that you've made it. You're very unhealthy. In fact, like, one of the things like watu wanafaa kuogopa sana is when you're eating food like that. Unapikiwa unakula tu. Wewe kazi yako ni kukula tu. You're just consuming.
Yes.
Now, here's the worst thing that we've done. We've now taken these habits and transferred them into children.
Yes.
Mtoto anakula 10 meals in a day. I remember I was raised in Ushago. Me tulilala Ushago. And for you to eat, you had to have worked.
Absolutely.
Lazima uchunge mbuzi. So I remember in the morning tulikuwa tunaamshwa. Tunagongwa kamil. Mayai, uji, mukimo.
Ya jana.
Na saa hiyo unakula saa yenye uko tu like kama kuna ingine imebaki. Then the next meal is lunch. Chukua mbuzi, enda nazo. Lunch ikifika mkiitwa hivi mbio. You come, you gonga your lunch. Then supper jioni. That's done. Nowadays unakuta mtoto anaambiwa, when you feel hungry baby, you can go to the fridge, you can get some sausages, you can use the microwave, warm them.
And there's chocolate there.
Mtoto anakula 24/7.
Yeah.
And then you start wondering why kids are obese. There's a time nilikuwa napita kwa plot niko like, sasa huyu mama ni nani huyu sasa? I was shocked to see it was a kid. Honestly. You find a kid has become so big, but the parents think that they are doing well. Your personal health is your greatest wealth.
Yeah.
You cannot function if something in your body is wrong. And I think it begins with what you consume.
Yes.
Clean your body, cleanse your spirit. You should not be eating 24/7. Like there's an app I have on my phone.
Yes.
It's called a fasting tracker. So what I do, I actually learned this from Amerix. I'm part of his Warriors Telegram channel. So what you do is you set, like, after you've eaten your last meal, tuseme umekula 7 p.m. Or let's say 8 p.m. You set a fasting period of like 16 hours. Hutakula for 16 hours.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that in those 16 hours ukae tu melala hivi. No, do something productive. Allow your body to actually just cleanse itself. So nilijaribu kwenda 72 hours. I have never been able to go for fasting for 3 days. Nilijaribu nikafika that 8 hours. I was like, unasikia mwili iko tu sawa, but I just felt, hey, umai cleanse, you've cleansed. Hadi now.
Nowadays, I'm able to hold 5 days fast comfortably.
Buddha. Mimi ni
5 days clean.
After that 38 hours nilikula mayai sijui 7. Niligonga mayai 7.
And after that, after the fast and all that, I opened the fast with a lot of my vegetables, my greens and all those. Not heavy meals. Like the and it's quite something. Someone told me that when I got to now be disciplined on my eating habits, it's someone who I look up to in business said something that touched me. He told me that if you can control your eating habit, it's very likely you can't control your spending habit.
Of course.
So I can't trust my money with you. you want so much for me to invest in you, but vile unakula mtu wangu,
you're gluttonous.
Hey, you're gluttonous.
You eat like let me not finish that.
Controlling your eating habits, because eating is the most pressing desire after sex. People don't get to understand that, and to some people eating is desire number 1. Sex is desire number 2. But scientifically, eating, the urge for food comes right after. That's why hypothetically unasikianga mtu akiulizwa uko na njaa, unaulizwa ni tumbo gani?
Tumbo gani iko na njaa?
Ni tumbo gani iko na njaa? Because those are the two pressing desires. If you see successful people, leaders and all that, they are very much in tune sexually. They control their sexual desires and they control their eating habits. We might struggle here in between, but once we master one of those, because again, sexually you can control it and connect sexually with an appropriate person. That is a part of life that you can't eliminate. But poor eating habits is not a part of life. Eating is a part of life, but poor eating habits is not a part of life. So get a hold of your eating habits. You'll get a hold of even your decision making.
Of course.
Because you won't be greedy at each and every small deal that is coming on your table. If I'm greedy for each and every sausage that is passing, I'll be greedy for each and every coin that is passing. Kuna zingine unaangalianga tu hivi. Unaambiwa wacha hiyo milioni moja ipite. You'll waste a lot of time kukula hii milioni moja. Hautakuwa umemaliza na kuna milioni 10 inakuja hapa. Think.
Of course.
Think. So there are some things you have to just, okay, nilikuwa nimesema nitakula KFC hii wiki, hapana. Si ati sijipendi,
acha nikunywe maji.
Acha nikunywe maji. Why? Because there's more to lose than you're gaining. So once you get a hold of your eating habits, you'll get a hold of so many things. And maybe as we conclude, what I will say is take care of your body and it will take care of you.
Of course. Take care of your body and it will take care of you.
Yeah.
Watch your lifestyle, watch what you eat, and generally have an observation of your personal health. It is your own wealth.
Yes.
My name is Elvis. Thank you.
My name is Daddy Blessing. See you in the next one.